Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't know what day it is in Vlogmas. I'm trying to pre-film. I'm getting a little bit nervous. I'm not gonna have a video every day. I'm probably gonna regret filming in a sleeveless shirt, but that's okay. Today I have my top 3 in every category, and this is a video that I throughout the course of the year I was like, I'm gonna film my top 3 in every category seasonally, or not seasonally, well kind of, yeah, like every 3 months this year. And I never got around to it, but I thought it'd be fun to just end of year film my current top 3 in every category. 2022 was definitely a unique year for me in that I was not doing my makeup as much as I have in years past. So I feel like a lot of these products have really been like my top 3 used in each category, but I did try and focus on 1, products that are still available, and 2, products that like most recently have been like my top 3. Not necessarily like my tippity top favorites in every single makeup category, but a lot of them are truly favorites. And I will also be doing a 2022 favorites. That video will be coming, but this is just my current top 3 most used in every category. I also will be filming a top 3 eyeshadow palettes in every category, the tag that Angie created last year or 2 years ago. That will be coming during palette week a little bit later, so I won't be discussing any eyeshadow palettes today, but I do have like little like single shadows and stuff like that. I just realized I don't have setting sprays in front of me. That's okay. Honestly, I just really have been using the Benefit Professional and the e.l.f. Microfine Setting Mist, but like, and also the MAC Fix Plus. So those would be my 3 mists, just as a preview to this video. Anyway, if you guys are interested in my current top 3 in every makeup category, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project painting content or just chit-chatting about makeup, I'd love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. Quick shout out, I believe it was Julia Adams who first did this video. I think it was last year. I think it was the first time she did it. And she's continued to do it too, and so many other people do this style of video. So I'll leave Julia's channel linked down below, and her original video, or maybe she has a playlist I can also link. I do have, not like a cold, but I have like a cough right now, so I hope I'm not coughing throughout the course of this video, but I'm just gonna go in order that I typically would do my makeup, so we can start with the primer category. And if you guys are not new subscribers, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, can you ever shut up? But we'll start with my wild card that I've talked about a lot this year, but you may not know is an absolute all-time favorite. It is my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. This is not a new primer by any means, but this is the best primer on the market for pore filling or smoothing. I love it in my, or on my forehead, because while I would love to get Botox, that's just not in the cards for me, at least not right now. So I use this as my Botox to smooth out my forehead lines. And then I also love it just in my T-zone to fill my pores. You need the smallest amount of this, otherwise it can feel a little bit heavy on the skin. But truly, if you need a smoothing primer, this is the best on the market that I personally have tried. And then you guys know how much I love my First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothing Priming Moisturizer. This is something, I have almost a full bottle, but I do plan to likely pan this next year. This just brings back memories of me falling in love with the primer step in my makeup routine. I've gone through multiple bottles of this. It smells like a coconutty summer dream. This smell just like makes me happy. It has this nostalgic happiness to it. So I love it for that reason. And I also just think it's a really beautiful glowy and hydrating primer. So that's still a favorite, and one that I've actually reached for a few times this last week, and I was like, oh, I forgot how much I love this. And then something I recently rolled into my Shop My Stash that I forgot how much I truly do love is the Milani Chill Out Primer. This is such a good primer. It does have a bit of a chilling, like cooling sensation to the skin when you put it on. It has wild oat extract and ceramides, and it does feel very nourishing and soothing to the skin. And it also has this soothing or smoothing aspect to it as well, without being like a smoothing primer. I do find that this really does help blur my pores, and I really enjoy it for that. This is like a really good, just like all around kind of like hits all of the things I'm looking for from a primer. So, and it's only like 10 bucks. So that is still absolutely a favorite, and one that I have been reaching for a lot lately. For my powders, so I really don't use loose powder anymore. I just like have not enjoyed loose powder this year. I feel like the times I have used loose powder this year, I've been like forcing myself to use it because it's in my collection. But for me, I'm a pressed powder girly. That's where it's at for me. And my go-to this year has been the Kosas Cloud Set powder because I have been working on this in my Rolling Project 10 pan all year. But I'm so glad that I decided to put it in that project because through consistent use, I've realized I love this powder so much. It is blurring on the skin, it is lightweight, but it does such a nice job of setting my makeup in. I also really like this when I use like a tinted moisturizer or a product I will be talking about, my Maybelline 4-in-1, and then do like cream or liquid blush and bronzer, and then I will just top it with this powder and it sets everything in so nicely, and I just love the way that it looks. It looks really natural. So this is something I'm going to try and get through some other powders in my collection, but I will be repurchasing the Kosas powder at some point. Also the CoverGirl Clean Fresh powder. I think this is what am I trying to say? A powder foundation, but it's still really like lightweight, and it offers this like healthy skin-like finish, like almost like a, I don't want to say like a healthy glow, but it's more skin-like than this like matte finish that you sometimes get from a powder. So I just absolutely love this. My previous one that I had cracked and broke, so I went and purchased another one, and I'm just so happy to have that in my collection. And then I have been using the Hourglass Ambient Light powder so much lately. It has been going in a project, so that could be part of it. I feel like this is, my eyes look watery. I'm not crying, I'm coughing. The Hourglass powder has been, I don't want to say like a love-hate relationship, but I'll use it a lot and like really love it as a finishing powder, and then I'll stop using it and forget how much I love it as a finishing powder, and then I'll start using it again as a finishing powder and I'll love it again. This is not something I'll repurchase when I finish this powder. I already had a pan on this going into this year, and I don't know if I've even expanded the pan, but I do hope to finish this in 2023. It is really nice for like if I feel like I have really like harsh bronzer or blush, I will go over my skin with this, and I just feel like it kind of like brings everything together, and it also offers a glow to the skin, which I've been loving glowier skin. So been loving that powder. My 3 concealers, I'm going to go through these quickly because I love them so much. I feel like I've mentioned them quite a bit. I have the Kosas Revealer Concealer. Love this concealer so much. It is, the coverage on this is really flexible, pending like if you blend it out right away or if you let it sit under your eyes for like 30 seconds. But it's hydrating underneath the eyes, and it does not feel heavy at all. Nor do I feel like it sets into like fine lines, like some of my other concealers do. Also the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer, super lightweight, very thin, but offers good coverage. And this is also very affordable, especially for like Sephora. I want to say this is like $18. So I feel like that's a really good price. And then also fallen in love. I have this little sample of the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer, and this really smooths underneath my eyes, and there's just something about this concealer that I really liked. I wasn't going to try this out. I feel like I'm really bad with these like little samples. I'll let them just like float around forever without actually trying them. So I made myself use this one day, and then I could not stop using it. Even though I was trying to like work on my e.l.f. concealer in my Rolling Project 10 pan, I could not put this concealer down because I just feel like it really smoothed underneath my eyes in a way that I haven't had a concealer do before. I will say I do feel like this oxidizes a little bit. So I've had days where I'm like, okay, this looks a little bit dark underneath my eyes, but I'm a huge fan of this, and I would buy this in a full size once I finish my little mini size. Okay, foundation was a little bit hard just because I feel like I've been trying to finish up so many foundations, especially towards the end of this year. But a foundation I have gone back to time and time again this year. Like, this is my all-time favorite of 2022. It's the Maybelline Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. This is literally the perfect your skin but better no makeup foundation. I use this like if I'm running late for work but want to do my makeup. This is because I can bring this in my car, literally draw it onto my face, and like just like put it on almost like a lotion and it just like evens your skin out, makes your skin look like healthy and glowy, but like doesn't look like you're wearing foundation. It's so incredible. just such a standout product. I love this so much. It reminds me of like the effect that I get from the Herborian CC cream, but this is a little bit glowier. And I'm wondering if I even need the Herborian CC cream. I do love that. That offers a little bit more coverage than this, but both of them do kind of, I use them for the same purposes and I love them so much. Like literally love this so much. I will not be without this in my collection. The Dior Forever Skin Glow is just a forever favorite of mine and something that I've been reaching for quite a bit, especially because I've been filming more and I love this foundation when I'm filming. If I have like a special event, which I really haven't had, but if I were to have a special event, this is the foundation that I wear. I'm thinking about like if I were to go to like a country concert, this is typically the foundation that I reach for. It has a really beautiful satin matte finish, offers great coverage, and has incredible wear time. I know that Dior Forever Skin Glow has been reformulated. I'm not sure if the Dior Forever has. Hopefully not, but been loving that. And then I purchased this year, and it's my first time purchasing from Wet n Wild in years. And I'm so glad that I purchased this. This is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. A lot of people had compared this to the Urban Decay Maniac foundation and I did not like that, so I wasn't sure I was gonna like this, but this offers a good like medium coverage to the skin while feeling so lightweight, and it's just incredible. Again, it has that healthy skin glow. I feel like I'm a broken record, but that's like literally my perfect finish to the skin, is a healthy skin glow, and I just have enjoyed this so much, and it's like $6, so that is definitely a top favorite. Moving on to bronzer, my Nabla Skin Glazing. This is just like a forever favorite of mine. This is such a beautiful, like this offers a healthy skin bronzer glow where it's more of like a satin finish rather than a totally matte bronzer, and it just offers this sun-kissed bronzed glow to the skin, and I freaking love it. It's super buildable because it is a baked product as well, and the buildable the better when it comes to bronzer for me, because I'm known to go heavy-handed. I just think it's a very beautiful product and one that I used so much this year and I've recently gone back to, and I'm like, ugh, I love this so much. Another one that I like forget how much I love this until I pull it out and start using it is the Fenty Sunstalker Bronzer. The more I talk, the drier my throat's getting. This is not a good situation. The Fenty Sunstalker Bronzer. I've had this since like, I want to say I purchased this when this literally first released, like release day. I do have a pan in here. I was using this as an eyeshadow tip pan on it. I feel like I have used this like well over 100 times within its lifetime, and I feel like I'm nowhere near like expanding this little pan. This is such a buildable bronzer as well. I have mine in the shade Indecent, if I didn't say, which I believe is the lightest shade, and it just is like the most beautiful neutral bronze where it's not too cool, not too warm, and I just freaking adore this. If I finish this, this will be a repurchase for me. Same with Nabla, like would repurchase that bronzer. And then finally, for a cream bronzer, I have the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. This came out this year. This will be in my favorite products of the year. I love this so much. It is like a cream to powder sort of finish, and it's so easy to use. Again, just a really beautiful like neutral bronzed sort of finish. Offers that like sun-kissed bronzed look where it's not totally matte. It offers a kind of like a satin finish as well, and I just love this. Very blendable, very easy to use, like very beginner friendly for a cream product. You can use it with your finger, a brush, a beauty sponge. I've been a huge fan of that. It's a huge pan. I think it's totally worth the price tag as well. Okay, blush was a little interesting because I wouldn't say these are like my top favorite blushes of all time, but these have been my most reached for recently. And it's definitely a seasonal thing because you'll see there's like a berry toned blush in here, and that's something that I reach for a lot more frequently in the winter time as opposed to the summertime. I just realized I didn't grab face palettes. I do want to grab 3 face palettes because I've been a face palette fan this year. But my top 3 current most used blushes, I have the Glowish by Huda Beauty blush. This is in the shade Berry Juicy, and this is definitely a glowier blush. It has a very satin finish to it, not like glittery, but it's a satin finish. So if you don't like a glowy blush, if you like a matte blush, you are not gonna like this. But I love this shade for this time of year. I don't have a lot of berry toned blushes in my collection, and I just feel like it offers, like, I'm thinking of like Sipping Hot Chocolate by like a skating rink. I'm thinking of like the Miracle movie. who's watched Miracle? It's like my favorite movie. You know when they're at, I think it's Lake Placid, and everybody's like skating outside. I'm thinking of like being at Lake Placid skating with hot chocolate and wearing this blush. That is like the setting. Does anyone else like put themselves in these like unrealistic settings when they're thinking, you know? Just like I relate my By the Fireside perfume to sitting by a fire, singing Kumbaya, drinking Fireball. Okay, Makeup by Mario Desert Rose Powder Blush. This is my favorite blush in my entire collection. No matter the season, no matter the year. This also has a satin finish to it. And it's this really beautiful light neutral shade. Matches literally any look. I'm obsessed with this blush. This is my new Buxom Seychelles. Truly obsessed. And then you guys know how much I love the Nabla skin glazing. So my current seasonal Nabla skin glazing. My favorite shade is Truth, but my current most used shade is the shade Independence, which is, I almost want to describe it as like this hazelnut, sort of like pink hazelnut shade. I don't know why, that's how I want to describe it. This is my glowiest of the three, but as you can tell, there's no matte blush in my list of blushes. I've been loving a glowier face this year, just like this juicy, healthy looking face. Let's talk through highlighters. Makeup by Mario, Pearl. Love this. I don't love a super blinding highlight anymore, and Pearl is just this beautiful, subtle, champagne, glowy sort of shade. It is my perfect champagne shade. I also love Vesca Moonlight, but this is even more subtle than the Vesca Moonlight. It's just like, it's this really ethereal kind of glow, and I love the vibe of that. I have been reaching, this was in a whole collection project pan, but you guys know I love Nabla, love their skin glazings, and my favorite shade that I own in the highlighter is Privilege. A really beautiful peachy pink sort of shade. Definitely something I love all year round, but works best for me in like the spring summer when I have more of a tan. But truly, this Nabla formula is just so good. Again, it's a baked formula, so it's not going to be the most blinding, but you can, it's really flexible, and that you can sheer it out to be more of a subtle glow, or you can build it up, especially if you go in with a wet brush, to be more of a blinding highlight. Will never stop raving about the Nabla skin glazings. And then the other pink highlighter I've been reaching for so much right now is my Dior Forever Skin. This is in the shade 2, and this is for when I'm wanting more of like an icy pink. And this is definitely more intense, but I have loved this. I've loved this also as a nose highlight lately. I love a pink highlight because I do have cooler undertones typically. So pink just, I feel like a pink highlight goes with my skin tone more than like a golden highlight for me, or a champagne. And the Dior I've been loving. This is older. I think it's in the older packaging. But again, a baked formula, really thin, more intense, but you can sheer it out as well. Just a beautiful formula. For eye products, I have eyeliners to discuss. And these probably won't come as a surprise. The House Labs Cobalt Blue. Honestly, any cobalt blue eyeliner I'm just gonna be raving about forever now. But I freaking love this with my blue eyes. I love a cobalt blue, really anything, and it's just been so fun to add a cobalt blue liner to my collection. I feel like it adds a really fun pop, especially to like a neutral brown look. It just adds such a fun pop to the look, and I have been such a fan of that. And then I have my Urban Decay Glide On Pencil. This is in the shade Tiger's Eye. So I love a good dark brown eyeliner, but this one has a bit of a metallic finish to it, and it's more of like a medium brown. I've just been using this so much. This is also going in my Rolling Project 10 pan. But if you're looking for a great dark brown eyeliner that doesn't have a metallic finish, I do love the Nabla Cupid's Bow, so I would recommend that. And then I've been such a huge fan, so you buy these in a set, so I'm counting this as one product, of the Kaja Wing Stamped Eyeliner. I have the long version, and it's just like, it's like a wing stamp for beginners. It works so well. I love this so much. I've been having so much more fun and feeling much more confident in doing winged liner because I can cheat and use this. And then it also comes with the Wing Stamp eyeliner pen, and this is just a great black liquid liner, which is working so well. For brows, my top brow product of the year has been the Undone Beauty brow duo. It comes with a brow pen on one side, and then on the other side it is a tinted brow gel. And so I have used this. I mean, my brow routine has changed so much from like years past to this year, but essentially I just go in with a brow glue. The one that I'm currently using is the Kosas Air Brow. My favorite from the year is the NYX brow glue, and I will just like brush my brow hairs up how I want them and then go over top with the tinted brow gel from this, and I just love the effect. And then I just like sharpen things up with a brow pencil. Doesn't really matter which one. The current one that I'm using is the Rowan Vow Brow in the shade Dark. I'm not like super married to this, just like any brow pencil really will do, but really it's the Undone Beauty brow duo that has been my hero of the year. For eye single products, you guys, I purchased 2 Stila Glitter and Glows this year. I was very ashamed of my purchase because I know how quickly they dry out, but I have fallen in love with Wanderlust this year, and I have used it quite a bit. It's this really beautiful golden pink sort of shade, and I actually love this with my ColourPop Super Shock shadow. It's in collaboration with Halo Top. I love that over top, or honestly any single shadow. Space Cowboy, I'm about to talk about, over top of this is so beautiful. So Space Cowboy from Urban Decay. It's from their, what line is it from? Moondust, I think. I've been loving that just all over the lid. There it is over the Wanderlust. It just makes it pop a little bit more. I've just been loving like a single, just like a single foiled shade on the lid, but kind of like blended out so it's more ethereal. And so my third eye product is the Urban Decay Moondust shadow in the shade Solstice, which reminds me a lot of the ColourPop Super Shock that I've been using that's discontinued. It's this like blue and pink. It has like a bit of a blue base, but then it has this really beautiful pink, no, sorry, it has a pink base and has like blue and purple glitter running through. It's so beautiful. I love that so much. So those are my eye product recommendations. And then to wrap it up before I go grab my top 3, well, maybe I won't grab my top 3 face palettes because they're all going to be NARS face palettes that are limited edition, so I won't do that. So we're just going to end with my top 3 lip products, and these will come as literally no surprise. Lawless Forget the Filler. My current most used shade is in the shade Annie, and I actually might put this just on my lips right now. If you are looking for a gloss that is going to make your lips look juicier, more full, and plump without being painful, it's got to be the Lawless Forget the Filler. I love it so much. It feels so comfortable on the lips, and like I love the Lawless Forget the Filler so much. The Kopari Lip Glossy. Been raving about this for years, using it for years. I've gone through 6 or 7 of these, and I currently have 6 or 7 more in my collection. It's the perfect, like, you can get clear, you can get different shades. It's the perfect car gloss because it's so comfortable, and if your lips are feeling dry, I don't think it's going to heal them back to health, but it'll make your lips feel comfortable in that moment. It offers a really beautiful glossy shine, and it's just like, it's such a thin, comfortable formula. I'm just obsessed with the Kopari lip glossies. I will continue to always have these in my collection. By the way, the Lawless Forget the Filler will always have in my collection. I want to collect all the shades. I've already finished up the original. It's just such a good formula. And then you guys know I love the Tower 28 lip jellies. My current favorite is one that came in the holiday set, the Duo, and this is in the shade Dream. It's a really beautiful champagne shade. I wish that they would make this permanent to the line, just because it's gonna look like a clear gloss on my hand right here, but it has like a really beautiful champagne shimmer to it. If you're looking for a nice clear gloss, Tower 28 Chill is like the best clear gloss just because it's such a thin, non-sticky formula. I also love their Milky line. I just think that they're just beautiful. They're just beautiful. Tower 28 lip glossies or lip jellies, you can't go wrong. But in my opinion, you really can't go wrong with any of the products that I just mentioned. Those are all of my top 3 in every makeup category. I would love to know about some of your favorites in the comments below. Let's chat about them. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting my channel as you guys always do, and for supporting Vlogmas, and for sticking around even though I sound like a congested mess. I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. Bye.